Did the add this to my stories button disappear for anyone else on Instagram?
Now that you say that, I was like, why didn't this like come through? I noticed Kelly shared yours, Amanda. But it was there this morning because Dan tagged me in something this morning and it was there.
So weird. And I just did an update because I was like, oh, maybe I need to update my Instagram. And I did that and it's still not doing it. And you're right, she did. Kelly did share it.
So maybe.
What the heck?
Yeah, I don't know.
Bunch of crap.
Oh, then those were some good moves, ladies. The world needed to see them.
I feel like a jerk doing it. But I'm like, well, I'm just going to do it. My kids are all like, Mom, what are you doing?
When I was doing them, I didn't even have the music playing because I like added the music afterwards. So I was just like,
I did the same thing, Krista. I was like, wow, this is bad.
and I actually knew what song I was gonna play, so I like kind of did the noise and like played it in my mind, but. All right, gonna post that we're live, so we'll wait for people to catch on.
Hi. Blow him a kiss. Oh, mwah. Good job.
So cute. All right, so we'll wait a couple more minutes. I just posted that we're live. You do okay? Hold on a second, I'll be right there. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I know there'll be people who will be popping on here from for the next couple minutes, and we are recording so that I know we've also got some people who are busy tonight, so I'll make sure to get this uploaded and then get it into the team page by tomorrow. If you're not aware, if you go into our team page and you click on units on the left-hand side, is it bad sound? Anybody else got bad sound? No? Okay. If you click on units on the left-hand side, if you scroll through the units, you'll see team calls. And so all of our team calls are updated in a Google Doc in there. So if you ever want to go back and watch them, that's kind of where I post those units. But I've been talking with a lot of you about kind of where you are in your coach journey and what things are going well for you right now and where you seem to be struggling. And I think for a lot of people, I don't know what it is about this time of the year, but whether or not you've got, kiddos in school or not, it just seems to be this time of year is very, very busy. And our life is taking us in a lot of different directions. And it's really easy to get overwhelmed and frustrated. And I think coaching is that first thing that goes off, is put on the back burner. It's like our lives are so busy. How can we spend one more minute on something else? And a lot of times when that happens, we don't necessarily know where to lean back in, because maybe we haven't invited for a while. And I think when we don't do that, it's very hard to get going again. You see the team calendar and you see all these groups planned, but you're like, I just don't even know where to start. And the actual start stops you because it just seems so daunting. Or maybe you're a new coach and you've been through the new coach training and you've had a getting started right call with your coach, and you've wanted to kind of put one foot in front of the other, but again, something just stops you. And this is the same thing that was happening for our challengers, right? So we were telling them, we want you to overhaul your nutrition and we want you to start pushing play and we want to work on your mindset. And again, it's super overwhelming. And so we started Success Simplified for challengers. And it's a small group over there and not a lot of activity, which I think what I've been hearing is a little bit less overwhelming for people. But I know my people who have checked in with behind the scenes, they may not be posting regularly, but they're doing it. They felt like taking a week at a time, that first week's working on mindset, that second week dialing their nutrition, and then that third week finally starting to push play. It was just enough to help them ease into it and get started and take those feelings of being overwhelmed away. And I thought, well, why can't we do that for our coach community? And so maybe you're somebody who is consistently doing the vital behaviors, which is being on track with your journey, sharing your story, inviting other people to join you, right? So maybe you're already doing that consistently. And so maybe you're on here in support of maybe your coaches or just kind of trying to figure out where to go with this, but maybe you're not doing any of that or only part of that. So we're going to try a new group for coaches only. Starting tonight. I've already got the group open, so I'm going to add it into Rise Up Empire, and we're going to take it just like we did with our challengers. There's going to be a week-to-week progression. So first week, which starts tonight. Before we get off, or maybe even right now, if you want to flip your camera around at some point, you don't have to, but we'll take a picture, and that's going to be your first thing today. Week 1 is all about committing to you and your journey. So working on getting back on track with either or not it's a fitness program or a nutrition program or both. We're going to work on sharing your journey. So it starts with you and you're going to start to share. And we're going to work on adding to our network, because that is an important piece of this. Adding to your community. Having people to then connect and invite. Because a lot of times I hear, well, gosh, I don't even have anybody to connect or invite with right now. So week 1, we're simply going to work on you and we're going to work on adding to our network. When you go into the group, so when you add yourself into the group, there's a units tab and it says week 1. And in there is a social media calendar for the entire week. So if you don't know what to post on social media, follow this calendar. The goal is to post 1 to 2 times a day. You'll see in there that it's going to prompt you to share more than just Beachbody. So I find that the posts that get the most engagement have nothing to do with Beachbody. They're asking a question, like they're asking, I'm trying to think of what one I did more recently, that, asking people to engage. But you're also going to see that it's going to ask you to post 2 or 3 times a week about the coaching opportunity. And that's not saying like at the end of it, you're going to type up about what this has done for you and then say, join me, as a coach. It's just going to say like, okay, so tonight I got to hang out with my team call. It's so nice to be surrounded by women who are goal driven, motivated, and want to work on being their best self. It does not have to be a long post, but the social media calendar is going to guide you. We also want to focus on being in your stories. You guys, social media is your storefront. Your stories allows you to be a little bit more unscripted and just to give them a flair for you. If you don't know what to post in your stories, again, in that units tab in week 1, there are what you should post every day in your story, or try to post every day. And for a lot of people, this may seem pretty basic and you may feel like you know all of this already. Well, guess what? If you haven't invited in a week or you haven't invited in 2 weeks, let's go back to this. It's okay to be still for a while and just focus on your journey and the basics. It's okay. So that's week 2, week 1. Next week, you've been adding to your network all week. This week, next week for week 2, we're going to focus on connecting. So now you have added people, you're going to go back and you're going to start building those relationships. And I will guide you through that in this group. And then on week 3, finally, we're going to start inviting because you've added, now you've connected with people and you've invited. If you are doing your tracker already consistently, don't stop. Just because we're not going to really focus on inviting until week 3, don't stop if that's something that you're already doing or if you feel like it's going to come up naturally. But if you're feeling overwhelmed with this coach business in general, take a step back and just kind of reprioritize a little bit. I want to go back to week 1 where I said we're going to add to your network. Tomorrow I'm going to go live and share how I do that. But my goal is in this group to give you kind of what my daily activities look like. So when I think about adding to my network, what am I doing? Like I said, I'm going to go live tomorrow to talk about it because it was easier than doing it in a post. But I'm adding people on Facebook and I'm adding on Instagram. And I'm going to share how I'm actually adding on Instagram because I know that's really confusing for a lot of people. So I hope that you will, in June, take this time to kind of take the pressure off yourself. Forget about what rank you're trying to advance to. Forget about Success Club points and get back to why you began this in the first place and why coaching may have interested you, and be okay with being a little bit more intentional with your time and not just feeling like you're filling out the tracker because you have to fill out the tracker because that's what you have to do to be a successful coach. Let's get back to you. Let's find the joy in this. Many of you do have rank goals. They will come by doing these things. But when you're so focused on that end goal, it takes all the joy away from it. You lose the joy that you found when you first started being a coach. I find that whenever I'm looking too far in the future and being too focused on that end goal, I lose that joy. And when I can just come back to what makes me happy in this business, those goals come when I'm not so focused on them. So I'm going to post the link for Success Simplified Coach Edition in the group in Rise Up Empire tonight. I encourage you to join if this is kind of a community that you want to be surrounded in. I'll be very honest. It's 6 weeks or 6 months into the year. The best coach accountability group that we have done was in January, and it was Coach Rising, and it was absolutely amazing. And maybe you weren't coaching back then to experience that, but that group was incredible. There was energy. We were on fire. We were diving in together. It wasn't just me posting. We were leaning in together. And my goal in my heart is to really try to recreate that. And I've tried several times since, and I failed, and it's all on me. What I find is that when I'm focusing on planning and trying to get the energy in that group, but then also like scheduling the 3-day refresh group and, you know, the 30-day group and all of that, like my time gets too divided. So I'm going to be looking for help on that. And thank you so much to Mindy. Last week's group, our 30-day group, I think you can all read those posts, were absolutely amazing in there. And I know, I believe Christine is posting this week. And so I thank you for that help, because I really want to put all of my energy into the Success Simplified group so that we can take it one step at a time and you can feel good about what you're doing again. Again, if you are already inviting, continue inviting, but maybe refocus on some other things that you're doing. And if you're completely overwhelmed, give yourself permission to take it 1 week at a time until week 3 when we finally build up to inviting. So again, the units tab is in there for week 1, and we're going to already start diving in. Go through the units tab. I'm going to do some checks, some of the polls every day, because that was really successful in Coach Rising when you just had to check the poll to make sure you did some things. But your first call of duty tonight, I'm going to take a picture right now, just because we've got a full house. So everybody smile, and then we're going to get to the rest of this call. But we'll have a picture, and anybody else who wants to take a picture of theirs, feel free. Because sometimes I have a glare. But your first call of duty is to create a coach post today. You're going to see if you go in there that the social media calendar for Monday says coach post. So what do you love about our Monday nights? What do you feel that other women could really benefit from being a part of a community like this? Share it. Share it unapologetically, and you're going to speak to people. But with this in mind, what I'm really excited to talk to you about, and actually it kind of like, I don't know, I get like kind of choked up and get the chills about this, but ever since I went to leadership in Vegas in November or October as a guest, so my coach Courtney Bell invited me to the leadership retreat in Las Vegas, and the leadership retreat is for 5-star diamond coaches, and I am not a 5-star diamond coach, but they are allowed to bring 1 guest, and I went, and I was able to see or to, I guess, interact again with another coach that I had met when I went to the New Leader conference the year prior. And that was that conference is for 1-star coaches. So she was there as a 1-star coach. She was then there at leadership as a 5-star coach. And she is a part of our upper organization. So we are a part of Rise Up Empire, is a part of Rock Solid, which is a part of Fit and Fierce, which is a part of Team Courage. So it's like this entire downline, which she is a part of. And when I saw her at Vegas, I really wanted to pick her brain, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what did you do between last February and now to kind of move forward? And I was like, are you an elite coach? And for those of you who don't know, elite is elite coach. You have to have 5 diamonds underneath you, and it's a point system. So you have to have a certain number of points. I think it's like 115 points, and they're all in these different categories. And you'll be ranked in the top 200. So I said, well, are you an elite coach? And she said, no, I am not an elite coach. Yes, I'm a 5-star diamond coach is why I'm here, but I'm not an elite coach. And I said, oh, well, typically most 5-stars are. So I just said, do you mind if I ask like what the difference is? Because I'm just trying to learn. And what she said really hit me. And I've brought it up several times to other leaders above me, and kind of wanted to pick their brain about it a little bit. And she said, I'm not an elite coach because I don't teach my coaches to shoot for Success Club. I teach them to serve people. And part of being an elite coach, like I said, is there's like point systems, and you have to have a certain number of points in different categories. And one of the point categories is the number of coaches that you have hitting Success Club. And so the more coaches you have hitting Success Club, the more points you get in this category. And she says, I never have the points because that's not something that's important to me. I'm like, okay. And she said, like meeting people where they're at is what's important to me, and helping my coaches build businesses, and recognizing that number one, I'm always going to offer a challenge pack first and foremost, because it truly is the best value, right? I mean, especially this month. I should have said this at the beginning, that all challenge packs over $150 are $20 off, which means your all access challenge pack that's 12 months of Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology is $140, which means you're getting Shakeology for $40. Like, it's an insane value. But what she said was, when we focus so much on points, we don't focus on helping people. And she's like, I hit Success Club like every other month. She's like, I don't even hit it every month. But she's growing a business, number one, that's really focused on helping people. And from a business standpoint, her income's really growing. But she never hit Success Club. And it hit me. I really took it in. And I talked to several people about it. You guys, I want to put it out there. Success Club is not evil. Challenge packs are not evil. But when you start focusing more on having to get those points, why? And it hit me. I think, like I said, it's the best bang for their buck. I have brought this up to several people. I have success partners who aren't going to make the mindset shift. Why? Because their goal is elite. I don't want to say that my goal is not elite because I don't believe that we have like 20 diamonds on this call right now, because you are all amazing women capable of so much and helping so many people. But I don't think that's our heart. We don't do things for the recognition. I've always said, don't do it for the glitz and the glam. We do it to help people. And so I reached out to Summer Tucker just last week. And Summer is, again, she's like the up line. She's had a very successful business, but there's been some controversy around her for a while because she doesn't teach Success Club. She teaches listening to people. And so you guys, we need to take the language away from, I just sold somebody Beachbody On Demand. I hear that so often. They didn't want a challenge pack. I just sold them Beachbody On Demand. Lindsay, I hope I don't embarrass you, but we were talking the other day, and Lindsay consistently gets on the Success Club board, but more importantly, she listens to people. And I don't know the numbers of how many times you've actually hit like Success Club 5, but I know you've been up there, but she's helping people where they're at, and she's saving money, and she's made the money to go to Summit because she doesn't care about like, oh, it wasn't a challenge pack. It was just Beachbody On Demand. I think what happens is when we're so focused on the challenge pack, again, it is the best value. I am not going to stop asking people if they want to sign on with the challenge pack because it is the best value. It truly, truly is. But people don't see the value in Shakeology yet. So my goal, and I hope you can make this mindset shift with me because it's something that's been on my heart for a while. And when I talked to Summer Tucker, you know what she said to me? She said, if you can make this shift, not only will your team thank you, but your children will thank you. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to be honest, the commission from Beachbody On Demand 12 months is typically the same as your All Access Challenge Pack. The commission is the same. But you help somebody. You help them with 3 months of Beachbody On Demand, and I hear all the time, oh, they just did the quarterly. You guys, I don't know what it is, but the quarterly Beachbody On Demand subscription is $39.99, which means if they renew every 3 months, it ends up being $160. So many times I'm like, well, just do the 12 months. It's $99. Some people can't put out $99 all at one shot, but every 3 months they can do $39.99. And for whatever reason, that works for them. The commission on that is $20 for a quarterly subscription. So if somebody is on that quarterly subscription because that meets their needs, by the time that renews 4 times, you actually have made $80 versus $40 for the one-time subscription. Again, you are business owners, so I'm trying to be very transparent with that there. But you're also meeting their need, and you're not forcing something on someone. So many times we start with the challenge pack. That's what we start with, and then we stop. So if they don't want that, we say, see you later. I'm guilty of that too. Why? Because for a long time, I believe they had to have skin in the game. And again, Success Club is not evil. Corporate only allows us to figure out how to recognize Success Club. That's the only thing I can see in my back office is like what points you get. I can't see orders. I can't see Beachbody On Demand orders. I can't see like Energize orders. I can't see any of that. And so I'm going to ask you to help me celebrate you all this month because we're going to try this mindset shift if you can do it with me as well. I think what it's going to do is it's going to allow us to ask the questions because I think sometimes we ask the questions knowing that the challenge pack is the best option. And no matter what they tell us, we're going to tell them that it's the all access challenge pack. Been there, done that, right? But this is going to allow us to really ask the questions. Because what if they don't struggle with nutrition? What if they really don't struggle? I struggle, but what if they don't? Well, maybe they don't need Shakeology. And this is going to take that language away of, I just sold Beachbody On Demand. And maybe the challenge packs are what you feel like you best know. Maybe during week 1 of Success Simplified, you want to go into www.teambeachbody.com and just go into the shop and see what there all is. Because this is going to allow us to ask the question, to really ask the question and listen, versus to just set them up with the challenge pack. You guys, the challenge pack, Success Club 5, gets you a t-shirt, it gets you a book bag, gets you a Monopoly board. I get that. But I believe making this mindset shift is going to allow us to help more people. When you can take that weight off your shoulders, and when you can say, maybe I am just going to hook them up with a quarterly BOD subscription and I'm going to be okay with that. You may be able to hook 6 people up this month with that versus 1 person up with a challenge pack, just by giving yourself permission to do that. So as a team, I'm hoping we're going to celebrate this a little bit different. I'm going to put up in Rise Up Empire, actually it's scheduled to go up at 9 o'clock, a Ring the Bell post. And this is where we're going to celebrate. I'm going to take lots of feedback, but I think for the month of February or the month of June, I'm not going to do the Friday Success Club flyer. Again, that's the only way I can see to recognize you guys. And it's not that I don't want to recognize you guys, but in this Ring the Bell post, please shout the person out. I know you feel weird shouting yourself out and saying, I help somebody with Energize, I help somebody out with Recover, or I help somebody out with Quarterly, but shout them out. I helped out a busy mom who was looking for a little extra boost for her workouts. I sold her Energize. So let's keep that thread going so that we can celebrate those people. Again, I feel like this is just going to really allow us to listen to what they want. And if they just sign up with Beachbody On Demand, you change somebody's life. So I hope this pressure will kind of be lifted a little bit. I do know that I believe that Rock Solid is going to start to make this shift as well. Again, because it's something I've been talking about it a lot. And when Summer kind of said to me again, like, if you can make this shift, people's lives are going to change. Because I think, number one, when you feel that every single thing in our product library is valued, not because it doesn't have a point connected to it, I think it's going to be fun to invite people again and to invite them into this community and not feel like you're a failure if you don't hit Success Club. So that's kind of where my mindset is going to go. The important part is we just get people surrounded into the community, whether or not it's a 3-month subscription to BOD or it's a canister of Energize. We get them surrounded, and then we give them the red carpet treatment. Because honestly, when we are focusing so much on Success Club, we're focusing on bringing new people in, and we're not focusing on really loving the people that we already have. And those people are going to be some of your best customers. So I'm going to ask for your help in the 30-day group too. I think we're always really good about it, like the first week, and I know I need to work on it so much, but sharing all of our products that we have, not just our sweaty selfies. And you don't have to do it every day, but if you remember and you're eating a bar, throw that bar up there on that daily check-in list and say why you like our beach bars. If you're mixing up your Recover, throw it up there. So that you can talk about it. But if we can expose our customers to all of the products, they might just start with a BOD or the quarterly BOD subscription. But 4 months from now, they might be asking you about that performance line. Focus on helping all people, not just thinking about the points. Again, I don't think the way that the company as a whole has been recognizing Success Club, I don't think it's wrong. I just don't think it's where our heart falls. I don't think it's where our mission aligns with our team and our vision. And again, I think if you do the vital behavior, Success Club will probably come naturally. Because I do believe, so like I had somebody whose BOD renewed today, and I spent some time looking at whose BOD is going to renew this month. I reached out to every single one of them, and I still offered them that challenge pack, the new one, because to upgrade, because it really is truly the best deal. So it's probably going to come, but I believe this pressure and taking this weight off is going to be a little different. So we're going to do the ring the bell post. It's going to be up there. So start shouting out the people that you've helped this month. And then you may have seen in Rock Solid, the Love Your Bod Challenge. And this is a focus on just helping people with bod get started with bod, and whether it's the 3-month, the 6-month, the 12-month, I think there's a 6-month, 3-month, 6-month, 12-month. It's just to help them with bod. And those are challenge packs included. But again, I hope that this takes the pressure off of only doing the challenge packs. And so in Rise Up Empire, in the Ring the Bell post, read through it. At the end is a Google Doc. It's the same Google Doc as Rock Solid is using, so that you only have to enter your information once. Rock Solid is doing a tier of prizes for the Love Your Bod Challenge. So if Rock Solid is going to do their tier of prizes, but then we're going to do some for Rise Up Empire as well. So just put your name in just the Google Doc and track how many people you help with bod this month. But tier 1 for us, for Rise Up Empire, is going to be, there'll be a prize. There'll be a new Rise Up Empire sweatshirt. We've got some new swag coming out too. I'll post that link coming out. But the person who helps the most with bod, whether it's whatever kind of bod it is, in June, will get a Rise Up Empire sweatshirt. If you help 3 people with bod this month, whoever helps 3 people with bod will get a bracelet. And then everyone who helps one person with bod will be entered into a gift card drawing. And for every other person you help, like, you'll get 1 entry per person. So I'm really trying to just cultivate that culture of just stepping back and just helping them wherever. My goal is whoever I talk about, or whoever I talk to, whoever comes to me interested, or whoever I start to have these conversations with, they're interested, my goal is for them to walk away with something, to feel like I helped them, to not feel like I offered them the $160 challenge pack and then I stopped when it was too much. My goal is even to bring out that 14-day subscription or free subscription. I think we forget about that. And we forget about the value of all those other of bod too. So I hope that made sense. I've been thinking about it a lot. Again, I don't think the way that corporate recognizes us with Success Club is wrong. They put a huge focus on that, and I get that, because that means that they're bringing new people into the company. I mean, that's the way they pick who's into the test groups, right? Like, and it's whoever has the most Success Club points. And we hear on these national wake-up calls about people having like Success Club 200. I don't want that. You know, and when I reached out to one other person today and said, okay, or I actually reached out to the person I talked to in Vegas, and I said, okay, I'm going to talk to my team about this tonight. What do you got to say? She was like, you know what? Again, she's like, I hit Success Club 4 last month. And she said, I made more money for my family than my girlfriend who hit Success Club 40. Because I focused on what those customers needed, and I helped more people with more things. And so I hope that makes sense. I know it's always so weird on these calls because I can't, like, you know, it's not like a live chat, like interaction. So I see some things over here. Yeah, you know, even like with Energize, like, it's just thinking about language. Like, so today I had somebody who has Shakeology who asked about the discount and wanted to sign up as a discount coach. And I literally just said to her, when I send you the link, do you want to order any Energize or bars at the same time? You'll get that coach discount off. So it's kind of just thinking about our entire product line versus just the challenge pack, and being more familiar with it. Can you do a challenge pack instead of renewal this month? Yes. So if somebody's Beachbody On Demand is up for renewal this month, they can upgrade to, I always tell them to upgrade to the All Access Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology. I make sure to say that, and Shakeology Challenge Pack. For example, my girls just renewed yesterday, so she actually had to call customer service and they canceled it for her, and then she reordered that way. So it is a little bit more of a process, but I usually send them the customer service number so they don't really mind doing it themselves. Yeah, and if you want Success Club points, remember, by getting them set up on bod, they will start to see a Shako. And it's so true that when I said before, we start with the challenge pack and we stop, so many times we start with that. They purchase it or they don't. But if they do purchase it, then it's it, right? Like we just help, we kind of just not forget about them because we're helping them through that, but they may not be a repeat customer. Whereas if they do just start with BOD, like we have to surround them with the other products that we have in our challenge groups and why they're so important. And they're going to want to see more. Our best customers are the ones that already know and love you. And I'm telling you what, those are going to be your rockstar coaches, the ones that, you know, want to stick around. Because even those people that purchase a challenge pack, retention is what we want to focus on. Like we want to keep them around. How many times does somebody purchase Shakeology in their challenge pack and then cancel it the next month, right? But they probably wouldn't do that for Energize. But there's no challenge pack that's just Beachbody On Demand and Energize. They have to get the Recover, which is fine. But the point is, like, once we get them in there and get them surrounded, you never know what they're going to want to try and be a part of. And then there's always the completion pack. Like down the road, they may want to sign up for Jericho's Morning Meltdown completion pack, you know? But honestly, Success Club points get you nothing as far as your business except for recognition. So if you're, you know, if that's what, again, like I think that, like I said, my Success Club partner that you all know, love, and adore, and so do I, is not making this shift. Why? Because her goal, they're as a team, they're railing right now around elite. They really need that for their morale right now. That is important to them. Again, I'm not saying that I don't feel like we're an elite team, because I feel like we really are, but I feel like our mission is really surrounded around different things right now. I feel like we don't need that walk across the stage to know that we're helping people. And maybe next year that will be a goal of ours. But right now, we've got women on here who want to help people and want to grow a business. And I've talked to several who are like, I don't know if I can continue to carry my own product right now because it's too expensive and I'm not bringing in the difference. This is going to allow us to do that, because you sell a quarterly Beachbody On Demand and you're going to get that $20. That's going to chip away at that. Yes, you get the most commission from a challenge pack, but it's really not that much more in the grand scheme of things. Any questions or thoughts? Again, it's going to take a mindset shift. It really is. And I do believe that Success Club will come from doing these things, but I can tell you that it is very freeing already for me to kind of say, okay, I know this is the norm, but my heart's kind of been leading me this way for a while. And I think Summer's right when she says, I mean, she told me when she made this shift, there was a lot of, she's got a huge organization, huge. And so there was people and leaders on that team that didn't believe in that, but she's like, but I went through, I stuck with it. And my team thanks me for it. And we're a better community because of that. And because we just really, truly strive to help people. So thanks for letting me share that tonight. I feel good that I finally was like able to bring that to you and just say that this is where I'm going. You know, wherever you want to go, you can. But I hope we can lead together and just help as many people as we can with what works best for them. And if that's a challenge pack, great. But if that's that 14-day trial, even better. We do have a free BOD group coming up next Monday if you do want to invite to that. I know in Success Simplified we're not even inviting at this point, but if you feel like you want to go back to those people who have given you crickets in the past or who said they were interested and then kind of disappeared, maybe those are the people you want to invite to that. I think that could be a really good opportunity for them. I love all the kiddos on here tonight. Please feel free to ask questions in the team page if you would like as well. So be on the lookout for the link for joining Success Simplified and comb through the units tab. And then the ring the bell post was scheduled to go up at 9 o'clock. So that should already be there. And let's help a lot of people this month, but more importantly, let's help a lot of people this summer. Feedback is important, and we'll kind of shift gears a little bit as we go through July and August, but I'm going to try to stick with it for at least the next 3 months and see how many people we can help and feel like we didn't set somebody up with just BOD, that we freaking changed their life. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a good night. Thanks. Oh, do we want to do a boomerang real quick? I know we can't really add it to a story, but I'll save it so I can post it in the team page. Then you can do it. This is like a tradition here. It's boomerang. All right, ready? All right. All right, guys. Thanks. See ya.